Imagine a world where one of the most peaceful nations suddenly gives its military the green light to shoot first, right in the heart of the Arctic. Denmark's unprecedented order has shattered expectations, sending shockwaves through NATO and igniting a crisis that could redraw global alliances. At the center of this storm stands Greenland, a frozen frontier now transformed into a geopolitical battleground. And as tensions escalate, Donald Trump's ambitions add a volatile twist to an already explosive situation. This is not fiction. These events are unfolding right now, threatening to reshape the future of international power. Greenland may look like a frozen wasteland, but beneath its icy surface lies a treasure trove of strategic power, rare minerals, and military influence that could shape the future of the Arctic. Recent headlines sent shockwaves through global security circles when Denmark activated a shoot-first military order, raising alarms across NATO. And at the heart of this escalating crisis stands Donald Trump, whose controversial moves have reignited international tensions. Today, we peel back the layers to reveal the top 10 shocking facts behind the Greenland crisis, secrets and twists you were never meant to fully understand. Get ready for a story where global power, fear, and ambition collide in the most unexpected ways. Greenland is no longer just a frozen expanse at the top of the world. It has become the new frontier in a modern Cold War. As the Arctic ice recedes, new shipping lanes are opening, transforming the region into a strategic prize coveted by global powers. The United States, Russia, and China are all quietly maneuvering for influence, seeking control over vital routes and untapped resources. This silent struggle is reshaping the balance of power in the Arctic, turning Greenland into a geopolitical hotspot. What happens here could redefine global alliances for decades to come. Denmark's shoot-first doctrine isn't about launching an attack, it's a bold deterrence strategy. By authorizing immediate military response, Denmark aims to shield Greenland from modern hybrid threats, including drones, sabotage, and covert espionage. This policy sends a clear message to any adversary. Hesitation is not an option when defending the Arctic frontier. Rather than provoking conflict, the doctrine is meant to prevent it by making any hostile move a risky gamble. In today's unpredictable landscape, such measures reflect the growing complexity of global security. Back in 2019, Donald Trump's proposal to buy Greenland was widely mocked and dismissed as a bizarre political stunt. But today, that idea is being re-examined through a very different lens. With the Arctic's growing strategic importance, control over Greenland is no longer just about expanding territory. It's about securing military dominance and vital resources. The United States sees Greenland as a potential gateway for surveillance, missile defense, and influence over new shipping routes. What once seemed outlandish now appears to be a calculated move in the global power game. NATO's biggest nightmare isn't just an outside attack, it's the risk of internal conflict among its own members. Denmark's position in the alliance means that any misstep in Greenland could activate Article 5, the mutual defense clause that obligates all NATO countries to respond. A single incident, even by accident, could transform a localized crisis into a full-blown confrontation involving the entire alliance. This delicate balance makes every decision in the Arctic fraught with global consequences. The stakes have never been higher for NATO's unity and stability. Beneath Greenland's vast ice sheets lies a treasure trove of rare earth minerals, essential for powering the world's most advanced military technologies. These minerals are the backbone of batteries, precision-guided missiles, and cutting-edge artificial intelligence systems. As global competition intensifies, China has already signaled indirect interest in securing access to these resources, raising alarms across Western capitals. Control over Greenland's mineral wealth could shift the balance of technological power, making the region a silent epicenter in the race for future dominance. Greenland's population is experiencing a surge in political autonomy, with local leaders pushing for greater self-governance. Yet, beneath this progress lies a growing anxiety, the fear of becoming a mere pawn in the escalating power struggle between global giants like the United States, Denmark, and Russia. As international interest in Greenland's resources and strategic position intensifies, many residents worry that their future could be shaped by decisions made far beyond their borders. The tension is palpable as Greenlanders navigate the delicate balance between independence and the pressures of global geopolitics. Greenland is far more than an icy expanse. It's a strategic outpost bristling with advanced military satellites and radar bases. These installations transform the island into the eyes of the West, offering critical surveillance over the Arctic region. From tracking aircraft and submarines to monitoring missile launches, Greenland's technology provides early warning capabilities that are essential for NATO and its allies. As tensions rise, the importance of these systems only grows, making Greenland a silent sentinel at the front lines of global security. Russia is watching every move in the Arctic with intense scrutiny. Nuclear submarines have been spotted patrolling near Greenland, signaling Moscow's readiness to respond to any escalation. Recent months have seen a surge in Russian military exercises throughout the region, amplifying tensions and uncertainty. With so many powerful forces converging, the risk of miscalculation grows, making the Greenland crisis a potential flashpoint for global conflict. Denmark's activation of the Shoot First order in Greenland has raised alarm across the globe. With zero margin for error, even a single unidentified drone entering Arctic airspace could trigger an immediate military response. In such a tense environment, the risk of miscalculation is immense, and a split-second decision could escalate into a full-blown international crisis. This doctrine transforms routine surveillance into a potential flashpoint, highlighting how fragile peace in the region has become. This crisis has the potential to fundamentally reshape NATO as we know it. With Denmark activating a Shoot First order and the Arctic emerging as a strategic hotspot, traditional defensive doctrines are being challenged. The region's growing military significance means that decisions made here could shift the global balance of power. As tensions escalate, NATO faces unprecedented internal pressures and the possibility of conflict among its own members. The outcome in Greenland may set a precedent for how alliances adapt to new threats in the 21st century. Military analysts are sounding the alarm as the Arctic undergoes unprecedented militarization, outpacing diplomatic efforts to maintain stability. Greenland, once seen as a remote outpost, has now become a focal point for global security interests. Experts emphasize that the region's strategic significance is drawing the attention of world powers, intensifying competition and risk. Former NATO officials warn that the current crisis is exposing serious weaknesses in alliance coordination, raising concerns about the ability of member states to respond cohesively to emerging threats. But here's a question almost nobody dares to ask. What if Greenland decides to break away and declare full independence? Suddenly, the world's largest island could choose a new protector, shifting the balance of power in the Arctic overnight? And what if the next unidentified object spotted in those icy skies isn't just a drone, but something far more aggressive? The stakes would skyrocket, and a single miscalculation could ignite a conflict that ripples across the globe. In a region where every decision counts, the future remains dangerously unpredictable. The Greenland crisis is far more than a dispute over frozen territory. It's a battle for power, resources, and the future direction of the planet itself. Denmark's unprecedented shoot-first order stands as a stark warning. It could serve as a shield against conflict, or just as easily become the spark that sets off a global firestorm. In a world where alliances are tested and the stakes reach into the heart of international security, the line between deterrence and disaster has never been thinner. History reminds us that the most dangerous confrontations often begin in places overlooked by the world. The outcome of this crisis may well redefine the balance of power for generations to come.